Wait! Imagine this. It's the 90s. McDonald's is serving pizza. We're all wearing chokers. We found porn in the woods last week. The questions that I get asked a lot are, what was it like growing up in the 90s? What did you do before the internet? Why was the Bionicle disc so small? I'm frail. My 3 friends are equally so. Look at them. Old. I brought them here again because we're going to talk about what it was like to grow up in the 90s. Why do I do this to myself? Let's start the episode.
What the fudge are these?
These were very special little things. Do you not remember these?
Yeah, you grow them.
Yeah, there you go. So, brother, like, we're going to pop one of those open.
Why is it a fetus preserved in semen?
So, get a nice close-up on there, see if it'll focus on that. So these are like little gooey alien eggs that apparently would have babies. Now, they used to come with one big alien in them. These ones have come with 2 already. So I think they're supposed to be like a breeding pair.
What?
Yeah, they're really weird shit. They no way did they have babies. Like, people used to say like the other ones used to come out of the inside of them.
They lived till the 2000s.
So they did make it to you. Okay, so they
in
did.
like 2007.
Okay.
If we went on holiday to like the beach, I used to get one to go with my like little wooden sword.
Really? Okay, I've managed to get one out.
Oh, I don't want a fetus. I've got one. Oh my god.
And they've got like apparently the alleged story was you put the flat back to back, and they would have babies. Have none of you seriously never seen these?
I don't like it.
I remember the ones you used to get and put them in like a tub of water and it'd grow bigger.
I will raise these as my children.
You can keep them.
They're called. Pink one's called Harrison, and the purple one's called Alex.
Yeah,
they are my children.
Our legacy will live on.
And I've not actually seen this for myself yet. It might just be dust from the 90s. The time may have been unkind to it.
That goo smells gross.
Yeah.
Yes, because you know what it is?
What?
It's jism.
Oh, I mean, it did look like really
It's spermatozoa.
I used to love that smell though.
Really?
Yeah,
The
that
goo?
sperm smell. Yeah.
Sperm smell.
It's like those
I love that
trees.
spermy smell.
Did you never have like a slimy thing, just like smush your face into it?
Can I go home?
Smell of
Can you go? I'd like to leave.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, we're so ready.
Behold. 90
You got a 90.
video games magazine.
Where have you dug
God, that is a relic.
eBay.
Men in Black, Dead or Alive.
My favourite one, Power Station magazine.
No,
used to read
Vigilante
the
8.
shit
more
out
like.
of this.
Vigilante 8 was
Oh,
a
it's
quality.
all-
Yeah, let's have a quick read.
Yeah, so, like,
Remember that game Dead or Alive with the boobs in it?
I do remember that game, yeah.
There's all the moves for it, look at that.
Can you find like a cheat code live on air and read it to the listeners?
Bent back, innit?
Oh, you know that'll be in the back, Stu. Look at this.
The dirty pages.
The dirty pages right at the back.
Don't be looking at them.
No, I'm looking at the page.
Vigilante 8, look, there's that lady with the boobs. Not Lara Croft. There's Lara Croft,
yeah.
look. There's Lara Croft with the boobs. What she was famous for, wasn't it? Here you go, look at all these.
Look at all these boobs.
Right.
He's found so many boobs.
Sims kiss each other.
Whoa. Nightmare Creatures. Cheat mode on the password screen. Remember when games had password screens?
Back before you had save points and memory cards.
That was a screen where you put a password, Alex. It's just for your benefit. Press left, up, triangle down, circle, triangle, square down, and once enabled, you can select any level you wish, infinite continues, or even choose to play Yes Everyone as one of the monsters.
Oh my god.
Spoiled.
Yeah.
My quick question is, right, how do people find these cheat codes? Because you could go on the internet.
No. See, this is something I wanted
Did
to
someone
bring
like
up.
just batter buttons?
That's the thing,
and
yeah.
so-
I think they must
Like
have
brute
leaked them
force it.
originally.
No, they must. The
Must
devs
be
must
leaked out
release
from
it.
someone like word
They
of mouth.
must be, yeah.
So if you were to buy a Sony DualShock analog joypad, how much do you reckon you'd have to part with?
For a joypad.
DualShock.
A dual
cutting edge
$49.99.
technology.
Yeah.
How much did you say?
$49.99.
I'm gonna say $59.99.
$69.99.
Alex, do you want to fathom a guess?
Too busy being an ace cameraman.
That's fair. $23.99.
23 quid.
Bargain. How much is a Predator?
Predator. What is that? Do someone know? The Predator light gun. Go on, take a guess. Predator light
I
gun.
always wear the Predator like
$39.50. Splitting quids.
$49.99 again.
$14.99.
14?
£14
$99.
of the king's finest.
Go back in time for it to get one now, Ryan.
Yeah, it's not
I ordered
possible
from this
anymore.
magazine. Do you remember 90s arcades?
Yes.
90s arcades
The
was sick.
Namco arcades. That's what I mean. Like when you win tickets, and like that's something that's still about now, isn't it?
It was more that the graphics looked ace in arcades,
Yeah.
but now it's just like,
Do you remember when House of the Dead hit the arcade?
yes.
Ever tried typing of the dead? on the Dreamcast.
No, I've seen it where you have to it
It's
looks
the most
sick.
stressful thing I've ever played in my life. I nearly had an aneurysm
Really,
playing
just
it.
by playing that.
I wish to be left alone with my magazine.
Stop looking at Dead or Alive.
Stop looking at the pubes. Alex will
rubbing it.
will take away your magazine.
You can't have me.
Put it back in the
I
packet.
can't have Daddy Grown Stick. I can't have the pictures of boobs. What can I have?
Winstov, that was a commitment buying that magazine.
Thank you.
you
I'm
for
glad you
doing that.
acknowledged that.
You can make sure you frame it when you get home.
Yeah, you're going to frame it.
I will frame it.
Yeah.
In white, clean materials.
To put away
Dead or
those
Alive
pubes.
pictures.
Laminated.
Oh, yeah.
What about the old water snakes from the 90s?
Yes, now this is a toy that. Why did this exist, Ryan?
Why did this
Why
exist?
did this
Just
exist?
to get you better at the old...
Just
Motion
in
on it.
case anyone doesn't know what it is, will you describe what a water snake is?
It's
Flashlight for
Yeah,
boys.
it's a flashlight for kids.
Unless you're unlucky, got those ones with little plastic fish in.
Yeah, they
Yeah, it's just like a really long tube of water, but you could go all the way through it, couldn't you? You could. It was like a long donut.
I don't like those
full of
finger
water.
motions.
Basically, you held it in your hand and you just went like that and wiped it off.
just give
I
it.
don't
a
like
bit of-
Ryan's finger motions.
Yeah, I know.
You
it's
do
very-
like
Go in
it.
between.
You have to get in there and.
Sick fuck.
That wasn't one of my things. It's just when you were going.
Oh, I thought that came to mind pretty quick to
Yeah,
not
very-
be one of your things.
Very detailed as well.
Repressed memory.
What was one of yours if water snakes wasn't one of your?
Tamagotchis. They were
Okay.
huge.
How long were you in school before they got banned? Was the
Yeah, I
question.
was still
Yeah,
in primary
also.
school. It got to the point where I think we were quite late to getting the Tamagotchis, to be fair. And then
I don't think we got legit ones either. I think
No,
they
they
were the cheap
weren't.
ones off the market.
No one got
yeah,
legit
fake
ones.
Northwich Market,
Yeah, I got
shout out to
restricted
Northwich Market. Get them in there, and then it
Pour
was
one out for the homies.
not long after they banned them in school. Mum refused to feed ours while we were in school.
That's
Wow.
I was
brutal.
like, I'm not feeding you.
Animal
I'm not feeding you
cruelty.
Tamagotchi.
And you were like,
So
"Mum!
So my T-Rex died. Yeah.
You look at
You had a dinosaur as well. Wasn't that the hardest one to get, the dinosaur?
I think it was just a knockoff one that just started with a T-Rex.
Some of them, it
Yeah.
was like you had a chance of which kind of animal you'd get.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there were some legit ones.
A lad in our year who was the rich boy, like he got everything he ever wanted. He had GTA before it even came out. He had one. It was a human baby.
What?
It's like this.
Weird as that?
Sorry, children. I don't mean
That's
that.
right. There was something about 90s toys that they were always like really, really weird. I think at that point it wasn't. You didn't have rules about what you could give kids.
Here, have a cheap
Like
flashlight.
What was?
child.
Yeah, exactly. Like Water Snake. Or do you remember like Dr. Dreadful's fucking the weird? It was like a science kit where you could make food.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
remember that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah,
like,
it was like jelly stuff.
yeah,
wasn't
you
it?
had to make like brains and shit, but then you could eat them like
But because
I
it
don't
was
know if that was
radical.
good to eat,
Because
yeah.
it was radical. You could get away
tubular.
with it. Yeah.
That kind of
Or
stuff.
Remember the
Mr.
old,
Frosty's.
Stretch Armstrong.
Yes.
Remember I broke my arm. Right?
Stretching superhero Stretch Armstrong!
Mum said, "Mate, feel better. You can have a
Me, Stretch
toy."
Armstrong.
And I was like, "I want a Stretch Armstrong." So she got me one, and I can only play it with Stuart because
Oh, 'cause
I
you
only
couldn't
had one
put-
arm.
Yeah, couldn't stretch it.
You know, hold it
I had
between
one
your
arm.
feet and like.
It doesn't really work, did it?
In your mouth.
But once you stretched him once, then what's the game?
That's it. Yeah.
Meep.
Get
He
strong.
didn't
don't
stay.
you?
He went back. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have the bad guy ones?
No. Yeah. We did actually.
We had a factory where you
But
could
we
make
got
them.
We had a factory where you could build them.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So you got all the skin suits, and you put them on this conveyor belt, and then
Goddamn skin suits.
and then you went round and you put a head on it, and it
Right.
screwed it on, and it come off the conveyor.
And then you have to,
You had a
get,
laddie one,
you have to
then.
get a machine to
See-
suck it off first, and then
Yeah,
you
it sucked
stretch
all the
it
stuff
in.
out and it stretched. Yeah, I had the big vac man where it had like a plunger on his head and you like sucked the air out and then when you stretched it, it would stay stretched.
Back bump to turn him into a mutating monster, then stretch him to villainous proportions!
But speaking of the conveyor belt factory, I had the Terminator 2 factory
What?
where you got like the T-800 skeleton and you had to put it in like this mold of like Arnie and you pumped the skin in and it came up. And then it opened up and you could
That
cut
was-
bits of the skin off and left. But then you ran out of mix to make skin. And I never knew how to get more.
That was the
good.
Rolls Royce of kids' toys. That
Yeah,
was.
no, Mr. Frosty was Rolls Royce.
Get you one for your birthday.
Who cares about a snowman that can make ice cream? I want the thing that made Terminators. Far more cool. When I was about 5, I had like some teeth taken out, and I had like nitrous oxide, so I was proper messed up when I
Was
woke
you
up.
gassed? Yeah.
So to cheer me
You
up,
ran really fast.
my dad bought me a Captain Planet figure. But because of the laughing gas, I couldn't stop crying tears of joy over Captain Planet. all day.
He's a hero. Did you ever try to get like the rings to make him summon him and shit?
No.
Was it the 4 or 5?
That
Your
was-
rings together.
Yeah, because the
to
last
summon
one was
someone.
love, wasn't it? The power of love.
So-
No, it was heart.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. At that point, my parents didn't have much money, so my dad used to buy me Transformers from car boot sales.
Yeah.
But they never had heads. It was only until later on in life I worked out that they're supposed to have heads.
Transformers should have heads.
Yeah. And I didn't know there was a cartoon till I was in maybe year 6. I remember it came on TV on Sky, and I was like, A, there's a Transformers cartoon, and B, they've got heads.
Yeah, what's with the heads?
And C, I always wonder where that theme tune came from.
Yeah.
So it was a illuminating moment.
I actually still have my Gen 1 Starscream.
I've got 3 of them.
Have you still got? Oh, shut up. Fuck.
But none of them have heads.
But none of them have heads. Okay, well,
only
mine's
one
got a
has
head.
2 wings.
I haven't got the hands, because the hands clipped on the inside bit, didn't it?
I think so,
The wings like folded back. Yeah.
It's a
Mine
good
look-
job you did that then, because I didn't know what hands were.
No. Well, that's for the audio listeners, so they can hear
the hands.
They can hear the hands.
Can you hear your hands?
Mine looked like they're being attacked by Patriot missiles, but they were
Patriot missiles, specifically. Oh, all right. Fuck.
God bless America.
90s action figures were the best.
They were, yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
they
fucking
were.
sick.
Because you had wrestling action figures.
Did, yeah.
They were good.
Did you swap the heads around?
Yeah, your mask fingers. You could
Yeah.
put different hologram heads on.
Aliens figures.
What were the ones where you could put your thumb on it and it had a little hologram that showed up after a while?
What about Action Man, where he had snake eyes? You could look through the back of his head through his eyes.
Yeah, and you could do that thing where you could. It's got
Yeah,
a little
so you
switch
shift
where
the
it shifts- he shifts his eyes.
That's his special power,
Yeah,
shifty
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, now with shifty eyes. Yeah.
It was the Kenner Aliens figures were the best ones.
They were sick. Yeah,
They looked nothing
yeah.
like the actual people for
Ken
the movie.
or alien figures?
Kenner.
Kenner.
The company Kenner.
Oh, right. So it's a
Yeah.
Kenner. Oh, all right.
like Barbie and Ken aliens.
Hudson. So there was nothing like anything from the movies. Like you had like praying mantis.
Yeah, I had one
Oh,
with wings.
yeah, I remember that.
That like you flick thing on its back and it's big fucking wings.
Yeah,
Like,
the flying aliens.
Sure,
were
but
sick.
I've got Mantis Alien. Mantis Alien and Gorilla Alien, I think I
I
still
had
got
a snake
somewhere.
one at some point. But
Yeah, the snake one was good.
My mum gave all
Snalien.
mine away.
yeah, the
I had,
aliens.
Yeah, the Alien, yeah.
I had every single one apart from the Swarm Alien, and my ma gave them away.
Did you have the giant uber-sized Queen Alien one they did as well?
Yeah,
Did it have a big long head?
Had a big long head.
Yeah.
I had a thing where you press the back of its head and its little mouth pops
Little
out.
mouth pops out.
Yeah, I
oh,
remember
I had
them.
an Independence Day toy.
Oh, I had that one
Do you
too.
have it as well? Right. It was the main alien from Independence Day. No one that scene when it's like release me, and you have to like open its fucking head up, and they cut it open. And it goes. But the thing is, was yours spring loaded?
Yes.
Did you ever catch your fingers in
Yeah.
that? Fuck! It was like you squeezed it. You let go. It was like them fucking clamps. It was fuck it. It'd get your fucking finger well bad.
What do you want from me? Death. Mostly forgettable film. But
The
that
first
scene,
one? What?
That scene, the bit where the president does his speech, and that guy that talks like this were the best things in the film.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
not-
like the bit
that's
when
not nice.
Will Smith beats up the parachute.
What the fuck is that smell?
The only
Yeah.
thing I don't like from that film is there's a guy all the way through it talking about how he's abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, he's crazy. Aliens arrive. And then
he's still
think
crazy.
He's,
Yeah.
no, they still
They're
think
right
he's
there.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like, hang on a minute, he might be telling the truth here.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know. And
I wanna know.
No, he's the crazy guy that got abducted by aliens.
He's
Yeah,
just
so
a
weird.
random fucking farmer,
I'm Fly, I'm Pilot.
but then they let him in a fucking F-14 and he flies it right up the fucking
That is a
arsehole.
good
Needy
point.
people.
You need ace pilots.
He's not an ace pilot.
He's an ace pilot.
I'd be surprised if he
Did you
even had
not
a
see him
license.
fucking crop
Was he
dusting
in
that
that?
field?
Yeah, I think the story is he's an armbit, isn't he? But he would have been flying a
Jets in there.
really basic saber jet, which had,
Yeah.
had nothing. There's a
He volunteered, didn't he?
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why don't I volunteer to fly an F-14?
It's an expensive bit of kit just to give us some random farmer, is it not?
A little bit.
Or he's the alien
expensive.
abduction guy.
Oh, yeah.
What was the best game to play outside?
Tracking.
Tracking.
What, hunting fellow kids.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
You split
Someone's
into
been
two.
here.
You split off into two teams. One team will run off and hide, and then the other team has to go and find them. And the team that hit has to get back to the base.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the idea is
And if you took BB guns as well, it was really
you've got to
sick.
get back. Is the idea?
you can't just go and hide.
I used to be expert at sneaking back and just be waiting there, and then they'll come back and be like,
When you
right.
hid under a van once, it's
I
right.
did,
It's like drive over.
So I had a mate over from school, and we said, "Well, come out play tracking with us," and we hid under this pickup truck, and then the guy got in the pickup truck and drove away, bro, and nearly run us over. We were like, we had to follow behind it.
You do some crazy shit when you're a kid. Like I remember we found a truck and we managed to break into it, and for some reason we were all sat in it, and one of the lads, I think it was, well, I won't say his name not to dox him, took the handbrake off and it rolled back into like a brand new Mercedes and just fucking like smashed into
That
the
is
side
well
of it
naughty.
in the shop.
That's
Mate,
well known.
That is well
I
known.
didn't know you were a little shit.
Yeah.
How naughty is that?
Naughty, mate.
Naughty,
I'm
like,
leaving.
fucking
I'm
well
leaving.
known.
I can't handle this.
It must have been up the 2000s.
Well, we don't talk about it,
we stole some magnets from Boots, didn't we?
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
What did they
god.
come to?
That must have been early 2000s.
Magnets from the dumpster at the back, wasn't it?
Magnets and a trolley. They can put stuff on and wheel it out.
Yeah.
We stole the trolley and then rode down hills on it.
Truly, I live among criminals.
I did that 13 years ago yesterday because Facebook reminded me with a picture of two of my friends in a shopping
Jesus.
cart at the bottom down there.
You say that was on Facebook?
Yeah.
How old were you then?
13 years ago, I would have been 25.
Oh, right.
No, I was like, I don't know, 18, something like that.
Oh, right. I thought maybe you were a child.
No,
remember
I was an adult yet still.
Speaking of naughty stuff, I remember we used to go to a nan's house and it was like a paper factory at the bottom of this hill.
All right.
Yeah. And it had a big container thing and it was open one day. So we went in there and we made a fucking slide out of all the paper. Just
Really?
Like running,
Sliding down?
like, sliding down all this paper and then we just robbed a load, didn't we? And
Yeah,
went-
but then we went back on numerous occasions and stole office equipment
yeah.
and made a den. And when we sat,
Really kitted out station.
we sat on office chairs around a homemade fireplace at our breeze box where we'd have a fire, sit there, and then we'd polish our toy guns.
You two are...
Stick guns.
Yeah, and if anyone wanted to come into the base, you had to fill out a form
Yeah, because we had the paperwork.
and then filed it away.
You two are actual Beano characters.
That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Jesus
But
Christ.
was it the 90s Operation Full English?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Christ almighty.
Operation Full English.
Operation
Yeah.
Full English. Quite regularly, we used to stay at Nan's house.
4 or 5 of us all sleeping in my nan's tiny living room.
That's sick.
Yeah, and then wake up to have ridiculous amounts of bacon butties in the mornings. There's a neighbour near Nan's bungalows that
She used to obsess over this
Checkpoint
fucking
Charlie, she
gate.
was called, because she'd be out saying, "Make sure you got to shut that gate" all the
Yeah,
time.
one of those. Yeah.
Nosy old woman, basically. Operation Full English. So it was 2 eggs, button, mushroom, nose,
And a rasher of bacon,
and a rasher
smile.
of bacon, smile.
But it was my cousin that did it. He wanted to be inconspicuous and not leave a trail. So he walked out of like a little bungalow complex, walked all the way down the street as casual as he could, and fucking army crawled the full length of the street. Up to this old lady's door, cracked the eggs, positioned the nose, put the smile out and everything, and then like army crawled back into my nan's. And then we went out in the morning, she's going absolutely fucking mental. Look what somebody's done. I don't even like mushrooms.
So it works.
Found the fucking mush-
So it works. To answer your question, that's what we did in the 90s.
Yeah.
Build bases. That was the brain rot, building bases.
Ruined old ladies.
Finding
property.
stick guns.
Stick guns.
So that's what we
yeah.
had. So we had an armory of stick guns in this base round my nan's, next to the office chairs and breeze block fire pit.
Yeah, we found office chairs at an old office that had been shut down. So we went and like got the office chairs, dragged them all the way back down this fucking river path.
See, that is such a niche, like, specific memory, being like, we need to take this to the base. Like, you found something and you
we
would
had,
take it all that way.
You couldn't see it from this path down to the river where it was. You could only sort of see the base from the other side of the bank.
Right, okay.
Because that's where we used to obviously chill and hang out.
Yeah.
And then one year, the council was setting off fireworks down the river.
Oh, right.
They located our base, didn't they? And they cleared it all out for
Oh,
setting
they
off
cleared it.
fireworks.
No way.
Yeah, and that
Oh,
was it. That was
mate.
the end of that base. But I still walk down that path. So I can still see the way down.
Yeah. We found a boat once. Like, and it was like a pretty big boat, maybe from that wall to be like maybe just past where you guys are to like the next rack-in. And I don't know how it got down into the middle of the woods, but it was in a pool of water that was maybe like this. So someone had been like, I know where to put this boat, and put it in there, and it just didn't do anything. And it was just there for fucking ages. It might still be there now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When we grew up a little bit, very young teenagers.
You could trespass yourself,
Pre-teen,
Reprobates.
teenager, arsehole reprobates. So when we weren't playing tracking at night time and hide under people's pickup trucks,
Nearly died,
during the day or dusk, we'd go into my dad's shed
Right.
in full combat gear. Yeah. and
Proud boys.
plan missions. Like we were SAS.
Right,
And
okay.
one of them, we went out and we climbed over the fence to
We successfully planted a bomb.
and
at the-
successfully planted the bomb and got out and blew it up.
This is a pretend.
I don't know if I can release
This
this on
is-
YouTube,
This is a
man.
pretend invisible bomb. There was no actual
Okay,
bomb.
so
It
you
was
weren't
like
bombing.
a case of.
But still, if someone saw you doing that and then fucking doing it from the other side.
But we had to go before we did the mission. We have to say what your kit was. So,
Okay,
yeah.
what,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
your
you
loadout
load
at the start, like a hitman?
Yeah,
So
you choose your loadout.
I'll go with the MP5 with a silencer and a Desert Eagle sidearm. What are you going to go with, Ryan?
And then
Oh,
obviously
I'm
the
gonna-
bigger the
think I-
stick was like a rocket.
Yeah, like a big rocket
So
launcher.
I think I'll take this and I'll have the Barrett 50 cal.
yeah.
Oh, bit ostentatious for a stealth mission, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't about. It's about being cool dudes, wasn't it?
You got to look good when
You
you
regularly
stealth.
go out in full combat. So we just finished in the cinema, watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Dad was like, "Oh, I was gonna go for a piss." So I'm like, all right. Stu went for a piss as well. I was like, I'll go for a piss as well while I'm here.
yourself,
Yeah, I'll treat myself. So I went in. Everyone else had the same idea. So I walked in. I think there was 7 cubicles, right? So there was 2 people pissing there. There was a gap.
Which is already breaking the law.
Yeah, there was a gap. Then Stuart was pissing.
Male bathroom.
Then there was a
etiquette.
gap, and then there was 2 people pissing. Right, so it's very limited where you can go here. So I thought, go in a cubicle. All 3 of them were in use, and there was 2 people waiting there.
You got to just stand next to someone, mate.
It was tenuous, but I went in the 3rd one along. So Stuart was on my right, and there was a bloke there. But I'll just piss. We'll just go.
We'll hold hands.
I'm not toilet lurking. That's just weird.
Eye straightforward.
Yeah.
Somebody already stood next to me and started brushing shoulders with me. That put
Really,
me on
really
edge,
like
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
Getting in there.
getting some
Snuggled in,
friction.
yeah.
Just gonna slide on you.
So,
It's when you start brushing. When you start
Go
brushing.
and slide on
It's when you
in.
start brushing tips. You've got to be careful.
so I get in, ready to engage. Right.
Activate.
Members out.
Right.
Right. And all I can hear,
chopper's out.
right, is the guy next to me.
The hogs are
The
out.
guy next to me, it's so important, he's texting with both thumbs on his phone,
Whilst
and no
free-
one's pissing.
whilst
Hands-free
dicking.
pissing.
Hands-free
He's
pissing.
free dicking.
His
Yeah.
hog was just there.
Yeah. He's
can't
just
just-
free balling it.
You can't just free dick whilst you're texting in the public toilet.
He was there a long time.
He was already
No
there when I
hands
went.
pissing,
And he was
I
still
couldn't
there
go.
now.
Confident man. You were just like so
I
shocked.
was
You were
like, I got a couple of dribbles out. I just went out, washed my hands, and left.
What an
Right?
absolute
And then, so I
degenerate.
come out, right, I stood next to my mum and the wife, and I'm thinking, I couldn't go. I said, why? I couldn't go. I stood there, right?
He was proper like going off.
Yeah.
Free
Some
dicking.
fucking guy was stood there.
Some bloke stood there with his cock and balls out, texting on his phone, no hands on his knob, right? Turned around, she went, that guy. I went, yeah, that guy. He walked past me as I was saying.
Yeah, as he was like proper shouting. Some guy stood there with his dick out on his phone.
Well,
I
he
saw
needs
the
calling
guy.
out.
I saw the guy walking behind. I was like,
Well done, Ryan. Well done for calling it out.
Do you remember like people used to lean on? Remember you used to always see like a handprint,
No,
like
Who
a
does
dirty.
that?
Who leans?
That's drunk man pissing, that is.
Yeah, but I've seen that
I've seen
with a
people doing
phone
it with
as
the
well.
head as
yeah,
well,
but I've
yeah.
seen 2 hand ones, so
It's really getting
That does raise
getting the
questions,
posing. That
doesn't
does
it?
raise questions. Yeah.
It's
that
even
does.
It's when you
raises
see-
more eyebrows if the pants around their ankles as well when they're doing that.
Oh, doing a big boy wee.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
at
like,
work-
like you're a little
primary
kid
school
all the way
pissing,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the way down, but both hands up on the wall. That's
Remember at
that's
work?
a bit much.
At work once,
prison
we
week.
found some handprints on the inside of the cubicle door. Where someone, we think the theory was a germaphobe didn't want to touch anything, so they'd sort of poison.
Oh, like
imagine like Mission
what,
Impossible.
feet against the back, hands
yeah,
against
exactly.
the
And
front.
we're just straight on pooing down.
Just straight down.
from a height.
That's,
into
you've
the-
got to be very confident with your accuracy for that.
Oh, where I work, you don't.
No.
You see things, mate.
Yeah, I believe your sexy office man has left now. Was it because you said something?
I can't be objectified like this by these podcasters. Anyway,
Questioned your sexuality. It was so good.
blew it wide open, mate. Blew it wide open. That's all
Didn't
you
you
want.
realise you were a bottom till you met him, did you?
Oh, very sub, very bottom. A sub at the bottom of the ocean, my friend.
the submarine you started getting cold, on it?
The U-boat.
The-
That's boot.
I've got a random factoid for you.
okay, factors up.
Did you know the name of the founder of Tim Hortons? Only because I got a finger.
Is he called Tim Horton?
No,
Did he give you that coffee himself? Is that what it was?
no. Do you know what his name was?
What?
Timothyington Hortonman.
Huntingman.
Tillington Hortington. Yeah. Was he
Tillington
from- Was he from
Hortington.
Norway?
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
thinks he's Canadian. It's weird.
but no, he's not.
But he just shortened his name and just claimed to be Canadian.
Because of the haters.
Canadian, did you say? That?
Yeah.
Canadian.
Canadian.
He's from the Canandia.
Did you know the founder of McDonald's?
I can do this. Ronald Bjorn McDonaldsman.
No, it's Mickington
I was going to say
McDonaldson.
Mickington ought to be the first name.
Started from nice.
Yeah, look who he is now. He's great. Yeah, over 1 billion served.
Like stepping Bjorn Ladderson.
Created the step ladder.
Step ladder, yeah.
We spoke outside, didn't we, whether this was going over between the 90s and 2000s. So we're talking about old mobiles, 3210.
Talking Y2K.
3210 was
Party
2000.
like
Was that
it's
definitely 2000?
I think 5510 or 5110.
5110.
They started at 5510.
Big flex, that is, isn't it?
Big flex started
Big
at the whole
flex.
5000.
That's when I had the fixed aerial on top.
Yeah, that's
so
right,
you
the
could
little thing on
change
the top.
to
Yeah.
the
That's
LED things.
big dick energy.
Big
that.
dick
Not
energy.
even LEDs, really. Diodes.
Yeah,
Diode
it's not
screens.
like that,
Fucking, you had to
weren't
crank them with valves and shit.
My Philips Savvy it did. It was boss. It was like a bar of soap. You could beat someone to death with it if you wanted to.
Remember I had a Sony Ericsson one and I had a flip down thing, but the best thing about it on the little screen it had blackjack with a little dealer.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yes. There you go. That's the brain rot that you were asking about. Old mobile games.
Oh, it's Snake.
Fucking Snake.
Yeah,
I had
Snake was,
like a music synth thing where you could
was-
make music on it.
Yeah, there was one. It was like a side scroller one where you had a spaceship.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you had to
Yeah.
go up and down. Yeah,
That
that was
was
sick.
fucking class,
Yeah.
that.
Well, did you have to collect fuel? Was it? The
Like
fuel went
different
down.
weapons and stuff and fuel as well.
Yeah,
and
that's like, I remember it like something was ticking down on it. Yeah.
So like R-types.
What were the big dog game developers in the 90s?
ADOS. They were
To go 90s and further back, from the Bitmap Brothers.
Psygnosis.
Yeah, Bitmap was a
Cold
bit.
Bitmap
Masters.
Brothers was sick.
Yeah.
Cyanosis was good.
Yeah, I want to try and track them down and try and have them on the podcast to talk about like Magic Pockets, Chaos Engine.
Chaos Engine was absolutely class. The music from Chaos Engine is like, that's up there. That's peak.
Didn't one of the first Lego games come out in the late 90s?
It did, because we used to get copied games from car boot sales. We got Rainbow Six Rogue Spear once. Thought, yeah, guns,
Rogue
special
Spear.
forces, killing people. But I plugged it, put the disc in, booted up the PlayStation, and it was a Lego Island 2. After a bit of a shock, it was actually quite cool. We quite enjoyed it.
Really?
What a happy accident.
We're not very nice, though, no.
I was 90s then.
I was 90s
what?
then. What does that sentence mean?
Well, what I just said was 90s.
I remember seeing in a games magazine once the first pictures of the first Rainbow Six, and it had like the faces of people it was put on like on a model. It's like,
yeah, like old school.
it's like, whoa, it looks well good.
Yeah. Graphics will never peak.
Tango
Yeah.
down. That's all you ever heard in that game.
Oh, yeah, it was like Max Payne's face.
Yeah.
He still does that face though, doesn't he, when he's on TikTok?
And
Max
Snake's.
Payne?
Yeah.
He's on TikTok.
Yeah, he's the guy that is in charge of Remedy.
Oh, he is,
Max-
isn't he? Yeah.
No,
He
no,
uses
no,
his
no,
face.
no.
So if you see
He uses his own face.
If you see him on TikTok, he's doing the Max Payne face with the eyebrow. Like, and it's just like having a coffee at wherever, and he's like just in this suit. I'll have to find it for
Do
you.
you remember they
later.
did the Marky Mark movie?
Oh, yeah, that
Max
was
Payne.
crap, wasn't it?
So bad.
I don't think I ever watched that. Maybe
You
we'll
don't
have to
need
do
to.
like a bit of a
You
watch
don't-
of it.
No,
and,
you don't need to.
Do a little bit of a
Don't
review.
do that to yourself.
Tell me what you were all sitting on when you were playing these games in the 90s.
On the floor, on your knees.
Yeah.
If you had pure comfort though, you had one of those inflatable see-through gaming chairs.
Oh, God,
I
no.
got this sent in to me with like the cup holder.
No, because you could only get so far from the telly, couldn't you, back in the day?
Yeah, and you had to like
The
squeak it forward.
PS1 did live at the back of the living room, plugged into a really old CRT telly at one point. When I broke my leg and I couldn't go upstairs. And then when I
You couldn't go upstairs.
Yeah, because I had a massive cast on. I couldn't drag myself up the
Did no
stairs.
one
I
help
could
you
barely
upstairs?
move. They,
That's why he got his robot implants.
yeah, they
okay.
mended my leg wrong, so I could barely move because the pain was that bad. So I
Oh,
sat
shit.
there, I just
They mended
lifted
it wrong.
Knee on backwards.
Ah, right.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
those chicken legs.
I had one leg like a velociraptor, one leg like a person. So I had to like live downstairs for about a month.
Fuck, that sucks, man.
But it was great because instead of going to school, I just got to take loads of painkillers and play on Abe's Odyssey.
I mean, that sounds good.
That was fucking
Sat there
legit,
like,
mate. Yeah, exactly. It was legit.
Painkillers were way better in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like loads of
So
like
much stronger
heroin,
back then,
Oxycontin.
Everything was opiate. Yeah,
Morphine is very Moorish.
it is very Moorish.
That's why it's
yeah.
called morphine. Anyway, after that, it moved upstairs to my brother's bedroom, who used to sit on top of his cabin bed, and the TV was right in the corner of the ceiling, this little tiny telly.
Oh,
so
on those little brackets.
Yeah, so practically hanging out in space playing.
I remember going around
games.
your house back in the day, and you had your PS2 and a little telly in the
That's
corner.
right,
It's
man, yeah. For
I was
many,
like,
many years.
How the fuck is he playing on this?
For many, many years, I had
I
that.
don't
Yeah, we
fucking
had
see
a
anything.
second telly, didn't we?
Yeah, but the colour was broken. We didn't know for ages because there was
too blue.
there was like no red in it.
Oh right.
So we got a
okay.
new telly. Started playing.
collar.
I mean, just to blow your mind for a sec, Stu, the last game I completed on that little tiny video TV combi was Condemned Criminal Origins on the Xbox 360.
Really, Condemned
Yeah,
was
man.
a scary game, man.
It was scary. It was even scarier when it's on the screen about
Yeah,
yay big.
I bought Condemned from Blockbuster, where Waitrose used to be
So
here.
good, such a good game.
I know Blockbuster was on there, so let's touch on Blockbuster a little bit.
Lobos.
The weird liminal
Lobos.
space.
That
and
was
all
a
the
segue and a
shelves.
half, that was.
I remember once I went and bought Bethesda's Rogue Soldier when that came out on
Bad
release.
game.
Yeah.
And it was awful. It's one of the worst games I've ever played.
Really?
Took it back that same day, traded it in. I think got about 25 quid for it. I got two pre-owned games instead.
Nice.
Can you rent a game from Blockbuster?
You could,
You
yeah.
could, yeah.
You could rent it, tan it, complete it, and take
play
it back.
nothing
Yeah.
but for your 3
Yeah,
days.
just try to get it all, get it
What happens
completed.
if you
Yeah.
don't return it?
Could be can
Get
rewind.
charged,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
The
didn't you?
enforcers come round.
Yeah. Someone put it on Twitter the other day. They've still got the Blockbuster case with Fallout 3 in it because they rented it and then it obviously closed down and disappeared. So people have these relics of the old Blockbuster case.
Stu went in there once swinging his big dick about.
Yeah, what?
That's the end of the story.
Towards the end of this is early 2000s. Like
Okay.
walked in. He's obviously got a full-time job now. You know, disposable income and all that.
Billy Big Bollocks.
It just bought not long since I'd had a new telly, and we're on Xbox 360, so that's 2007-ish.
Yeah.
And he went, bought a game. And Got any of the new Xbox Elites in?
I remember this
Oh,
day.
got two, yeah, got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Go on then, chuck one of them in as well.
Just chuck one in.
Took one of them in as well. But, because it come with an HDMI as standard, that was the big upgrade.
Went to play
Took it
Bioshock,
home,
didn't we?
the telly didn't have a HDMI. So not long after he bought a new
That's
telly.
right.
Really went to telly as well. Nice. There you go. That's
And
really
then,
large.
yeah, because the first game we played was Bioshock. We were like, whoa, look at this.
Yeah, it was
Look at
ace,
this
wasn't it?
huge difference of it. HDMI.
I went to the Blockbuster here, stupidly bought a HD DVD drive for my thing,
Heard a dividend.
which never even became a thing because Blu-ray obviously took it over, won that race. So I've got a HD DVD drive that can connect to. It looks like a tiny fucking
Yeah, it's just like Xbox,
360.
isn't it?
Yeah. But the only film they had was like Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio. I was like, guess I'll have that, and I've just still got it. Don't know what to do with it. Anyone wants it?
Brown
It's
case.
nice.
Do you have like, was it red?
Red
or,
brown.
There'll be a collector on there.
I'm hoping so. That's why I've kept it, and it's still in
Someone
the
will
box.
want it, yeah.
because it's basically like Betamax and video. Or DVD and Laserdisc, which are like. Have you ever seen the Laserdisc?
Yeah,
massive,
yeah.
aren't they? Like a
Yeah,
fucking
it's like a
record, isn't it?
record, but a DVD. It's giant fucking shiny. I'd actually quite like to get one just to like.
I don't think I've ever seen a Betamax.
My dad bought one because he thought they were going to take off in the 80s, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And he still got it up in his loft.
This is a superior tech.
It's what he says
arguing
when I was a
it.
kid. He was like, he used to say to me, "Well, this was the better one."
I'm pretty sure my dad told me this. When they first bought a VHS player back then, he paid no 400 quid for one.
Really?
Back then.
Crazy.
I was watching something the other day where people were working out with inflation what the price of consoles were back then to now.
Hey, we just did
And
that, didn't we?
there's been no change really. They're all were
Same with
about
games
500
and that,
quid. Yeah, and like same with the fucking handheld. Like the Atari Lynx, I think it worked out was about 1,400 quid by today's money. Like, you imagine paying that for a little Atari?
That's not money well spent.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do you remember the Atari Panther?
Wow.
Was it?
Sorry, and again.
Jaguar. Atari Jaguar.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it had that Aliens vs Predator arcade game on it.
That's right. Did you ever have a Sega Game Gear?
Yes.
I didn't.
Crystal Warriors,
But
baby.
this kid in my year,
Fucking Crystal Warriors. That was like that's the first time we ever played like an
I've played
RPG,
it.
turn-based,
Yeah.
like RPG game.
Played it
That
again
was ace.
recently, and I
What,
say
the Game
recently.
Gear?
Yeah, I got there's an emulator when I.
Oh right, okay. I thought you meant
But-
you like got your hardware
No.
out and got like 50 AA batteries.
You've not got that many
and,
batteries,
Load them in, and
Yeah, and
they
it's
lasted
like-
about 10 minutes, Alex, with the batteries.
Six. What is 6 AA?
6 AA, and you got about 20 minutes gameplay on it.
Yeah,
and then
they
you had to
fucking
plug
well
it in
because you had
anyway.
to get the
Ah, yeah, but it was
The big-
backlit, full colour screen.
It was a backlit full
The Game Boy
screen,
didn't
yeah.
have that.
you had that
did
big
it?
magnifying glass thing on top of it. Like,
So I didn't even know RPG games existed until I was in about year 7.
My first
The original Final
RPG
Fantasy
was
was great.
Morrowind. That's if you go and you want it.
Yeah.
like weird extra noises when they're walking.
I wanted to ask if there was any kids game shows in the 90s that
Funhouse.
Yes.
yeah,
It was
Funhouse.
What was the one
Funhouse.
like? Was it Jungle Run?
Crystal Maze.
Jungle Run?
Is it Jungle Run? Crystal Maze is also sick.
2000s, bro.
Did it survive that long?
The little monkey.
Well, yeah, you had to get the monkey trophies. Yeah, the totems. Monkey totems.
Funhouse.
Keepers.
That was sick.
Whole lot of fun. Prizes to be won.
Yep.
Oh, Finders Keepers, yeah, with Neil Buchanan of Art Attack fame.
With the head, the puppet head. It used to wobble
I used
about.
to hate That head. That head
really
was
scary.
No, that head and the bit at the end where kids showed you their pictures. I don't care what the kids have done. Fuck off. I want to see on Neil Buchanan.
You were one of those kids.
I
You're
like a
see
Chinese
the-
dragon
it's-
out of a
it's-
cereal box.
Yeah, the big art
exactly.
attack is good.
Big heart
Yeah.
attacks.
Yeah, he was a vandal man. He used to go into, he used to rip up schools to make projects and then get chased off at the end. I don't know how he got away with it.
Well, we used to do as well, but we'd break into Granddad's shed, get all his tools out, rakes and spades and everything.
Build shit.
No. Build traps for each other.
There's so many stories of you two
like
being
in the-
reprobated.
like
Like
a
Home
little
Alone
alleyway.
style traps.
Like a
Like
little
fucking
alleyway.
saw traps.
So then you'd build saw traps. So like you put the rake up
Saw
on the top,
trap.
like loose, and then held up by another broom or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the plan was the other person had to get through without it falling on you.
Yeah. Or we used to like see how many unripe baby apples you could eat before you fell sick.
Yeah. But then we had this
Jesus
other game as well.
Christ.
See, this was growing up in the 90s. There wasn't much to do. You
Just
had
to,
you had
just to
find-
clarify, I didn't do that.
So they had this big
This wasn't the norm.
oak plant in the garden, right? This big massive one with the really razor sharp grass.
Oh, yeah.
But then on top of it were like these
Like, fucking-
He's gone. We've
Without
killed
the
the
apple.
producer.
big stalks, right, with feathery leaves on the top, whatever.
yeah, bulrushes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what sort of?
No,
sort
I
of,
don't think it was
bulrushes,
bulrushes,
but
it was-
just
yeah,
big white
fucking
feathery
cut
thing
you up
anyway.
as you-
Make excellent javelins.
Okay.
Right? So this big bush must have took about 40 of the 50 stems
Trash
out.
this fucking plant.
Just took them all out,
Really?
thrown them at each other, javelin across the thing, and they used to hurt when they did it.
Yeah, I bet they did.
Like,
Pair of
and
absolute
then obviously
wild children.
we
you
finished
two.
playing with that, and they're all over the garden. We were like, oh shit. So we just stick them back in.
Yeah. Stab them back in.
Stab them
back in and then like go away like nothing was fine.
Did you ever find those plants like when you were playing in the woods that had the seeds that exploded?
Yeah, I know.
They were like little hanging things, and if you shook them,
Yeah, I didn't like them.
yeah, they were scary. And if you ran through a field of them, they fucking like it was like fragmentation
Sinister.
grenades everywhere.
Yeah, like bouncing Betty's.
Yeah.
The worst,
Sinister, man.
The worst story we've ever had
shit.
from den building is when we went with.
This is more.
Yeah, there's where we went out with some of my new high school friends who wanted to join us building a den.
Okay.
So it's like we'd moved on from we basically moved house just before I started high school.
Right. Okay.
So left them
Because of
friends
the
alone.
last death.
Yeah,
What
because of the
happened?
last-
Started another one, and then we started building this den, and it was a really good one actually. There must have been about 10 of us building this den.
That's it.
So we dug it down into a hole.
Oh, yeah, I remember this
And
den.
then
It
we
was a good one.
built over the top of it like a shell, so you couldn't see. And so you sort of climbed in through this hole, and you went down. And we all sat in a circle, like, oh, fuck it, man.
Yeah, we're inside.
So there was a rope swing nearby,
Yeah.
and they had this den.
That's the thing.
So we were like, all done.
Yeah,
and
it's a
and
good
then
ropey.
one of the friends suggested, so what should we do now? Let's have a wanking competition.
Just to clarify, I did not do any of
So
this
we were
either.
like, what? We were like, what? Like, yeah, just a wank, and then whoever comes first loses. So we're like, yeah, we've got to go now.
Let's
And
test our
never
engine
went
game.
back to that den
Couldn't
again.
go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
in
just
that day. Yeah, but one of our mates that left with us left these other people. We were even proper friends with the people that had a wank in there. So
We're not friends.
We're real friends.
Yeah, like friends of friends, acquaintances.
Yeah, den squatters.
They were
yeah.
just acquaintances.
So one of the guys climbed up in a tree and took a shit out of it onto the
den.
Yeah, we went swimming one time, like in a big group, and
Did you shit in the pool as well?
Somebody shot in the pool and
Yeah.
it was floating about. And we had to
Floats,
get
didn't
out.
it? See, I've told the story before, but that happened in high school because we had the leisure centres attached to Knutsford High School. And this shit was coming, and we saw it coming, and everyone was like, "Get out of the pool!" And then, so I'm like, I grabbed my mate by the arm, pulled him out, and this other kid touched him on the neck. And the worst thing was, he had a birthmark on his
did he
neck
do, go?
already that was brown. Yeah,
I bet.
You'd have to cut your neck off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you have to, wouldn't you?
You'd have to.
just have to Rayman it, floating head.
Sorry, it's only
Yeah, see
thing I
that or
could
become
think.
Poonek. That's your villain origin story.
That is high school suicide.
Yeah, but that same
What-
kid who
what-
shit in the pool also shit out of his mouth one
I
day.
know we're just
What?
out
I'm
of
sorry, what?
shit in his mouth.
He shit out of his
How
mouth.
just shit out your mouth?
He was like being sick.
I thought,
He was like, yeah, like, it was like heaving in the fucking boys' toilets, and what came out looked like a poo.
Oh,
And we
I've
were all
done
like,
something like that. I've done something like that.
"You've done something like that."
Yeah, there's one where, well, so we had, yeah, we would
Keep
at a
drinking.
park getting high at a park.
Yeah.
And obviously when you're getting high, you get the munchies. So we just I just hammered these fucking flapjacks.
he was 12.
And then when
at
it
the
came
time.
to throwing up, it was just a fucking nightmare. It was just stuck like
Solid,
Just a big solid flapjack.
flapjack on its way up, like,
Came out at an angle and just flopped
I
out.
know this isn't quite 90s either, but it's always a fun one because I've got some good stories. What are the best?
I am
What are
the
the best
storyteller.
either rumours and/or scandals that came out of you being in high school?
Ooh.
So just
You've
while,
got-
while you
Yeah,
think,
if you've got
yeah,
one,
it's
yeah,
got the best
both
ones.
So
I've
involved
got.
other
I've got a
people.
couple. Well, one of the best rumours was the old touch it lad.
The old what? Touch it, lad.
Touch it lad.
Touch it.
It's
lad.
a phrase that I still jokingly use to this day.
Yeah.
This
So
is-
as
Why
the
you go to
story
that
goes,
school?
so I wasn't there, so it's obviously it's hearsay from somebody else. So you don't know how exaggerated
It
it
gets
was.
worse and worse.
But everybody, the story didn't change much over the other people telling it.
Okay.
So apparently, as you do, apparently, all these 14, 15-year-old boys were all around one of their mates' houses, and they decided to watch porn together.
Okay.
So they're all watching porn, and then they turned over to the one ginger fella, which I won't name for
dox him.
yeah, I won't dox
live
him,
on the
but
show,
they,
yeah.
they turned over to him and locked eyes, and he went, "Touch it, lad."
such a lad.
Touch it, lad. And
There's
then,
you've got a lot of wank den stories, right?
and then,
Right? It's not normal, is it?
it's normal for the 90s. early 2000s.
The 90s was basically a wank den, you know.
Yeah, go out, build a den, and have a wank in it. Next to your breeze block fireplace,
Spaff onto
And your
your
filing
office chair.
cabinet full of files.
full of
File
full of
away your
requests
samples.
to
Yeah,
do wank
well,
den.
yeah. After you've done one, you have to make notes on
Make
it,
notes on it,
rank
yeah, how it was,
and-
rank
it,
yeah,
consistency,
and then file it.
and, how far it went.
Yeah, distance.
Anything
Yeah.
like
Good
this.
range. Yeah.
I'd be worried if you did something like that.
It's very thick.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Very thick.
Do you remember going to a sweet shop and being able to get like chocolate cigs?
Yeah. Chocolate cigs was a very weird prospect. You could also get the like sugar candy
Candy
sticks.
cane ones.
Yeah, but they were smaller. But these
They
were.
were.
Yeah, I don't really
These
think
were
so.
like it was
Candy
like
sticks,
it wasn't like real chocolate. It was like I guess it was like
It was
powdery.
really shit chocolate, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, but it had like the cig filter paper on
You
it.
basically eat the cig paper.
Yeah, it's
on the
it was
outside.
basically edible paper, wasn't it? And then
Yeah.
really, you know what chocolate it reminds me of? The really shit chocolate you buy in really shit advent calendars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It was probably worse than that because it was like dead powdery and horrible. There was like a certain brand thing. It's like there was different types, so I'd always get Toad cigs.
Toad cig.
Mate, you got to try the Toads.
Toads.
Toads the fucking best.
Toads are the best. Like the Marlboro Red.
A pack
Give
of
us a
Toad,
twisted
please.
squeeze and a packet of Toads.
20 Toads and a push pop, mate.
Push pops was sick.
Push pops
pops.
were
Don't
sick.
push me. Push a push.
Push a push pop, yeah.
You say that to boys, you don't push me, push a push pop.
They go
Then
shove
you-
with it
then you
and kill you
fucking-
with it.
And you fucking deck you.
Deck, yeah. Shut the fuck up.
They shiv you with it.
yeah, suck it to a point.
Push this.
Could get them shot, yeah. Do you remember, obviously, Brain Lickers was going into 2000 as well.
Don't know what
Do you remember Brain? It basically looked like a roll-on deodorant, like with the ball on the top, and it had like sugar syrup in the bottom, and you basically just used to lick it, but it used to rub your tongue fucking red
raw.
Yeah, but a guy stamped on one once, and it fired the ball out, and it hit me in the shin.
Supersonic.
Perfect fucking like circle bruise for weeks.
Wow.
Weeks.
I remember one guy in primary school had a gobstopper, and it must have been like fucking that big.
Yeah.
And he just had it every day, just sucking, licking it.
Licking
Then
one
you
side.
took
He had
it to your
it- he
dad
had
and had
it.
a wank on it.
Yeah.
Hey?
Oh, sorry. I thought that's where he was going to go.
Yeah,
with
same.
it.
I thought he was going to wank on it as well.
No, we just fucking sucked it until it was like none less, but it took him months.
Yeah, it will do. Those
And
big, the really
like,
big ones.
lick it,
Yeah,
put it
it's
on
like-
put it on the side of his bed before bed.
Wasn't
Wake
there
up
a story
in the morning.
like where someone put a whole one in their mouth and they got it stuck behind their teeth?
Ooh.
Remember, like, because obviously, like a cue ball for a pool table, you can get it in, and like a light bulb, you can get it in, but then you can't get it back out past your teeth because your teeth are obviously shaped like that
That's
from the back.
fucked up.
Yeah, so someone put a gobstopper in. I'm sure the doctor had to cut it out.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
no
that's
time.
God, fuck
Ain't got
that.
no
Yeah, I
time
know,
for
that's
that
fucking
shit.
scary, innit? Or you just have to lick the back of it until you can get through it. Over months to try and get through it.
127 hours. Or
Yeah. Trap behind a
Really
gobstopper.
shit.
That was pretty class film,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
like a saw.
60 hours.
Loads of people. Only one of you can escape.
Oh, slow.
I saw that.
It is an egg saw. Fuck.
One of them, I put my dick on it.
One of
the
them.
witch.
That's Stuart Ryan story. There you go. Everything gets whacked on those shits on this shit.
Eventually,
I had
everything
another
gets
story
one.
then, but I can't remember.
Does it involve wanking or shitting on something?
No, it's
The den.
90s story.
Oh, we had this one den.
Yeah, there's one then. We didn't
Do you remember
wank
that
in
one time in the den?
it. Did anyone used to make, we used to have electronics in high school. Did anyone used to make sperm out of the fucking...
No.
Yeah. That was a glue
No!
gun.
Glue gun, yeah.
Yeah, the glue gun. You
Oh,
make
right,
sperms out
okay,
of
so
glue
yeah,
guns.
If you all the soldering. Talk about the pop man from
Pop
the
Man.
90s.
Tell me about the
Did you have a
pop
pop man?
What do you mean pop
Used to
man?
come round and
Used
sell
to,
pop.
used to come round.
Oh,
with a
as in-
flatbed truck.
No, we never had that.
Fizzy drink.
It'd sell fizzy drinks and
Sure, it wasn't the
alcohol
1930s.
and
Fizzy
some
lifting
sweets.
drinks. Like the ice cream man.
You never had a pop.
The
Yeah,
fish
but
man.
it come with
Fizzy
pops,
drinks.
so you'd be able to get some like
Dan's Iron Brew.
Did the ice cream man not just sell pop? Our ice
Yeah, but
cream
this was
man.
the pop man. All he did was sell
I'm
loads
sorry.
of pop.
I remember one pop man trying to make a comeback in the 2000s, but it didn't last as long.
No, because
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Come
yeah.
back
it's not the
to
It was on
1950s.
Facebook.
Did you lure anyone to a den?
Yeah,
Wank on it.
pop den will have a wank in it.
I was going to leave that bit to people's
Yeah, yeah.
imagination, Stu, but okay.
I did actually use an ice cream man services the other day for the first time
Oh, yeah?
since the 90s.
Oh yeah, did he wank on you?
Did he wank? I had an oyster and he wanked on top of it, yeah.
99, mate. Yes, please.
Have you ever had an oyster, though? Have you guys had an oyster from an ice cream van?
Sounds dirty, doesn't it?
Yes, there's just like an oyster shell.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
It's an oyster, but it's got the marshmallow and the chocolate at the bottom.
No, I've had them.
best bit.
They're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, a lot of people have
Marshmallow.
never tried them. Yeah, that holds the shell
I thought it was
together.
just a shell.
No,
That's
no.
like, why are you getting a fucking shell? It's getting a cone.
No, because
In
it's
the-
got the marshmallow and
Yeah,
the
I didn't
chocolate
know
at the
about
bottom,
that.
Stuart.
Didn't know about
In the
that.
90s, it was the screwball. That was the
Screwball, yeah.
Screwballs were-
You know, because
awful tasting chewing gum at the bottom.
yeah, really grim ball of chewing gum
Yeah,
at
it
the
had
bottom.
flavour
of an
for
ice
about
cream.
5 seconds.
It did, yeah, but it was also really fucking cold because it'd been in ice cream. So
Yeah,
like,
fucking
trying to
salt.
chew through it at the end.
That was the stuff.
I used to
Yeah.
get the screwballs quite often.
Breaking your
yeah.
fucking baby teeth on it.
That's just reminded me the downsides to den making and exploration.
Oh, God, we're going back to dens again.
fallen into 3 wasps' nests in a year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so people wanking in a group isn't the downside.
No,
of
we
it.
left that. I let them.
We left it. We left it.
New den.
Yeah,
New den.
yeah, new den will shit on top of this and left it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you like a dog, like shit on it and like kick
we
some
got-
leaves on the
got
den.
we got-
my mate Ben to do it.
Just reprobate.
It was
We had
Pogsy,
two
wasn't it?
friends. Oh, did we? We had 2 friends called Ben. One was Ben, the other was Dopey Ben.
Dopey Ben.
Fucking dopey Ben.
Well, look at the road salt in Northwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, we broke in there one evening.
Jesus Christ.
And we found a tyre and we shoved someone in it and rolled him down the hill of salt.
Yeah, we used to roll people down.
And then when it came to a halt, they wanked on him.
and then they wanked on it. Yeah,
Then we built it down and wanked on some of the salt.
he built the den around him, like a bit of a shrine.
I was going to talk about Pogs, but it seems like a weird segue
Yes,
now.
go on,
That's all right.
Pogs.
Yeah, we'll go back to the 90s.
Do you remember Pogs? Yeah, man, so they were
Pogs
sick.
were sick.
They were
Yeah,
sick.
Pogs
It's
are like
when
a
you get
massive
them really
thing.
heavy ones and you like whack them.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
get the
remember how
slammers.
to win.
Yeah, Whammer
Flip
Slammers.
them over, didn't you?
Yeah,
You stack them up and you slam them with the slammer, and all the ones that landed upside down were yours to keep forever. But it became such a problem in my primary school that they got banned.
I had a 6 slammer. I still remember to this day. It was black with like a
Wasn't
green
a fucking,
dry brush.
wasn't a fucking Steely, was it?
Yeah.
They got
Steal it,
banned.
yeah.
Steelers
they-
weren't allowed, yeah. But I did have a
steel.
steel. Did I have a
Bringing a
steel?
Steely to
The thing
school.
is, though, if you think about that, like the chance of winning and losing at 50-50, the chance of losing all the Pogs that you love is a 50-50 chance. No wonder that arguments break
But
out over that.
people bringing the metal slammer to work was like people bringing the fucking AR-15 to
work?
What's the school? Sorry.
You're going flipping it across the knuckles in
Right,
class.
we're
like.
doing Pogs at work, but yeah, it was like bringing an AR-15. Everyone, but like, oh my god, he's got a metal slammer! So like, everyone
Ricochet,
hide in
yeah.
place, hide in place, and they have to like
I think
tackle the 10-year-old.
Dinner bags!
Get the dinner bags on it.
You have to
Yeah.
fucking hide all your Pogs and metal.
In fact,
the,
a dinner bag stole all my Pogs, confiscated them, and gave them to a kid. Because my mum found
Give them
out.
away.
Yeah, she gave them to her kid. So my mum found out, marched out to the school, and threatened to disembowel her. So she had to give them me back.
let's confiscate off them and give it to my own
Fucking dinner
kid,
bags.
you know?
Used to ruin
So
everything.
years later, when I got my first part-time job, she was my manager. That dinner
Really?
lady.
Oh, no way.
I've got a 90s story.
on
Back
then.
when I was in primary school, so this is like well early 90s.
Yeah.
The nursery that Ryan went to was like attached to, so it was like the main school, and there was like the nursery, and there was like a nursery fucking
Play area.
play area or
a den?
enclosure where all the fucking little
Careful
kids.
now, we're talking about children,
Yeah.
So
not teenagers.
I used to, when it was like dinner time, I used to go around the back of the dinghy and it was like found a fucking bit of the fence you could pull out, break Ryan out, and then we just go and fucking play off.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all the others. I remember one.
All the
time,
fucking little
the
kids
other
had run out
nursery
as well,
kids got
yeah.
wise, and we got them all out. So all the
Fucking prison break.
teachers trying to corral the nursery children back into the little play area, not the big one where the other kids were, because he let me out. No, the little kids followed.
My
Like,
school life was so boring. Didn't do any
I
of
remember
this.
there was a time that we had it was one of the years when it got really cold and we had loads of snow. This was in high school, not primary school. We all had a giant snowball fight on the AstroTurf. The year 7s, 8s, and 9s against 10s, 11s, and 12s. And it was literally like fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
All the sixth formers arrived round out the outside. And for some reason, one guy in year 10 became like the general of the army. And everyone was like, got the snowball ready. And he was like, 3, 2, 1, go! And everyone just fucking threw. And it was like a hail of fucking snowballs. But one of the really strict teachers walked out right at that moment. Got fuck in the face. Like, oh.
Was it like that scene from The Godfather? Just like,
Yeah.
you ripped to shreds by
It was like 300. Like, you know, when all the arrows come,
Nice.
it was like that.
Fucking catapults used to make with elastic band and a
Yeah.
bit of paper.
Yeah.
They got outlawed in our high school. Someone got hit in the eye and blinded.
Really?
Yeah.
Fully blinded. So you were
Yeah.
the school that everyone heard the story about.
Yeah.
You have your eye out.
Yeah.
Fucking did have his eye out.
Going back to snowballs,
Yeah.
where we used to wait at the bus stop to get the bus to school in the mornings when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
There's this year 8 that used to like fucking get laggers, which is when you
yeah, used to-
he used to wind up the year 11s and then run for entertainment. But we caught them when it was snowy one day. We had a snowball fight with another high school, and we had the year 8s as like a manufacturing plant for ammunition. So they were making snowballs. I've got no gloves on, like blue hands, like getting frostbite. So get back to work, you little shits. And then at the end, when you had a nice collection, as the bus was about to go, it's all right, you're free now. And then of course we pelted them to death as they left.
Yeah, as they
We
left,
executed the prisoners. It was like, it's rough, man.
Didn't you used to have the punishment where you like
Oh,
go-
pulling.
Yeah, pulling.
Yeah, so there was a bike shed at our high school, and it had so imagine like a wobbly tin roof, corrugated tin roof, brick walls on 3 sides, and an open front where you could put bikes.
Yeah.
But no one did anymore, just where cool kids hung out. But there was a central metal pole holding the roof up at the front.
Okay.
So if we caught people that were getting Legos, you drag them to the pole for a ritual sacrifice. They're going, pull, 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 and you'd push the earache to the ground at the base of the pole.
Yeah.
You get one leg on one side, one leg on the other side. Ding! Straight
Jesus
into
Christ.
The pole. They had to learn, man. They had to
learn.
They had to become
pain.
eunuchs.
Did you used to have the thing when there could be a fight and there'd be a fucking group crowd round going scrap, scrap,
Yeah,
Fight!
There's a fight in the playground. Yeah, and everyone run out.
Everyone
yeah.
run out. And stand
So,
there.
but
Teachers, like,
kick him in the head, lads.
Putting money on it.
Yeah, but polling. When I was in year 11, my brother started, and they caught him one day. And it's like, I can't let him poll Tim. I'll never hear the end of it. My parents will murder me.
Yeah.
So I had to use my ultimate diplomacy
You were like,
skills.
veto this
Well,
child.
no, because I wasn't a
Did you
popular
have the
kid.
quick time?
I wasn't a popular kid. Yeah.
Quick time event.
But what I did when I was in year 10, I made friends with one of the cool kids because he had a Sega Dreamcast. I used to like bike around his house to play on his Dreamcast. So he was like my diplomatic community. So when I was like, guys, come on, don't do this. It's like, well, you can fuck off. You're next, because I was a nerdy kid. I wasn't popular. Then his last went, Rathbone sound, leave him alone. And I was like, yeah, fuck you. I felt like the bad guy in Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah.
Diplomatic immunity. it was a beautiful moment.
Cool kids in our school, they'd create like a media empire of like fights.
Okay.
So they
Wow.
So they would create this narrative that Goofy so-and-so said something about this other Goofy kid's mom or dad. They'd be like, that's fucked up what he said to you, innit? And they would get these two kids to
Harbouring
like beef
fights.
each other. Like,
That's dark.
Gen Z is something else, man.
falsifying fights.
Like-
Yeah.
on their back, like ran up, they were like, yeah, fuck that guy.
That's a year 11. I had a CD floppy disk business on lunch breaks where we'd have MIDI files of all your favourite songs, 50p a pop.
Really?
You only saved them onto the school computers, not you could do much with them.
Yeah,
Or if you had a floppy disk of your own, we had some JPEGs. Oh yeah.
Oh, big like
Dead
what?
or alive.
256.
Dead or Alive, that kind of stuff.
Pixel boobers, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Some of it was real people.
Yeah.
We had some hentai. You want a bit of hentai?
There was a thing going around at our school for
Floppy
that.
disk.
But it was,
Yeah, man.
it was
3 pictures in the MIDI file.
fucking hell.
the ones that was going out was ours when it was big was celebrity fakes,
Really?
Oh yeah.
like Britney Spears or whatever, but they were printed out on paper.
Oh,
Like a
risky.
fucking
There was
like,
a guy that
pull
had a
out a
load of them all
book.
folded up pieces of paper.
We were digital
They're like- it's
distribution.
Like,
we were.
like, what do you need? I said, you got any Britney Spears? And we're like,
Just let me check.
what do you need?
Like,
I've
got his
I've got Britney
Rolodex
Spears
out.
and Christina Aguilera together. What?
We were digital distribution, no paper trail.
Yeah, well, this guy used to print them off for the kids that didn't have the computers.
My God.
Just print them off for an additional fee. I could print it off for you. So I don't know where I was getting these fakes from, but like printing them off and
This
that.
was like pre-Photoshop as well. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Must be some taking ages in Microsoft Paint, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember just going back to the primary school again. So what was the one toy that you think got outlawed the quickest?
Oh, Pogs was up there. Conkers.
I got one that was done within the week.
Really? What?
It's like a hand on a elastic thing.
Yeah, sticky hands. Yeah,
Oh, I
man.
remember
Yeah, they were
them.
sick.
Yeah.
Like stick. So I used to stick people's paper and then you could
You
pull,
pull it
away,
off.
couldn't
Yeah.
you?
I actually found a machine. Do you remember the machines that used to sell the sticky hands?
Yeah.
Like, you put the, what is it now? It's a quid now. There used to be 20p in these things.
Bloody
And you could
inflation.
twist. Got trolls in there. Doghouse squishy
What do you mean they're a
puppies.
quid now? They're all like homeless guys' side tables and shit.
Yeah, probably. I know. Yeah. It says actually on there, as you know, it's on like the council estate I grew up in. Money emptied nightly.
Sticky hands.
Yeah.
They lasted about a week until they were banned.
After that, you had to get your hands sticky in dens instead, didn't you?
Yeah, mouth.
Mushy monster cars were outlawed in our school because there was an ear biting incident.
Turned kids into Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Mushy monsters. Yeah. I remember that. Obviously,
Pokemon cards got
banned.
outlawed, yeah.
the
Yeah,
Pokemon
they
cards
got-
banned.
Too many fights
Pokemon,
over
but
them.
more like brain rot.
My Charizard got stolen.
It was dangerous to bring anything Pokemon to my house.
Yeah, because you had the big three, didn't you?
Yeah, I had all three, yeah.
See, we used to have either on lunch break or after schools on like Wednesdays. Someone set up the Pokemon Club, where everyone brought their Game Boys and you could play.
Killed in my high school.
I remember
Killed.
getting ousted though because I got one of those 37-in-1 games. You know, you get from like a market that's got loads of games on. And I decided to play Mega Man 3, and the kid told on me. Tried to get me kicked out.
What
of
a
the Pokemon
fucking
Club
narc.
because I was playing Mega Man instead.
90s
How
high
dare
schools are fucking brutal.
Yeah,
Put his
really.
address
were.
on screen now.
I will.
Yeah,
Here's
I'll
a,
dox this
here's a good
bitch.
one for you. And you think you were the same, but it's not always the same for every high school. How did you have to wear your tie? Like, what was the cool way of having your tie?
Really loosely done.
Yeah.
Not to the collar.
And you'd have to have the thick bit was short.
See, this is
Yeah.
the fucking thing.
What about the narrow bit of his thigh.
You tuck it in.
No,
See,
it's fucking. Our
yeah.
school was either backwards or everyone else was fucking backwards because apparently the cool way is to have it as big as you can at the top and then hide the thin bit. Whereas at our school, if you did that, you were fucking gay.
What?
So you'd have to have the thin bit out and as long as you can go.
The thin bit as long as you.
That's weird.
That's Northwich.
Yeah, Leftwich is weird, man.
Yeah,
Oh, is it
exactly. Well, you basically did your tie backwards, so it only had the thin bit showing and the and the
because that's how the girls wore it with the big.
The
girls wore the big bit
and short.
The girls
so it went as long, just up to the.
The girls
end
wore
of
the girls wore the same as the boys.
No, that was how
But
girls.
if you wore it too high up, peanutted. Yay! You bastard.
And the
Choked
one
to
kid
death.
got
as soon as
peanutted
you
so
do
badly, he had to get it cut. He had to be cut out of it.
that. Yeah, good luck trying to undo your tie before you
Yeah,
get choked to death, you little
cut out of
bitch.
it. No, it wasn't like round his neck. We just couldn't get it off.
Oh right, I thought maybe he was just choking. Like, cut him out.
Yeah, no.
Get the jaws alive!
I think I've got the cringiest fucking high school stories. I was mates with this guy and he was just drawing random stuff and he had like a fucking big permanent marker. So I was just drawing dicks and everything.
As you do.
And then he would draw dicks and I just draw a bigger, like get cruder and cruder.
Yeah.
But we went
More
through like
baby.
loads of sheets of paper on this fucking thing. Put them all in the bin. And this head of year comes in. And one, just as she walks in, one fucking falls out, dick side up.
Think of Superbad.
Who's drawn this? And it's like, no one's fucking owning up to this.
No.
She was fucking savage, this fucking
Really?
bitch. But she ended up finding out it was me and this other guy. But the other guy, because he said it, I was just drawing it, and he fucking drew the dicks on top of it.
Oh, what a
ratting me
bitch.
out.
Fucking totally ratting. What the hell, man?
She was like, I'm going to fucking save all these pictures, and when you leave high school and you've got a wife and kids, I'm going to post them to you.
What the
I
fuck?
was like, what? You can't do that. I was like, I can, I've got your address. And if you don't go home tonight and tell your parents what you've been doing, I'll fucking post them to
you
your
have to do
parents
it?
as well. So I had to go home and fucking
and
fess
Dad,
up.
I've got
I was
a
drawing
problem.
willies and like,
Drawing meaty willies.
but I was like fucking like in bits. I'm like, what did I say? I'm going to get well loads of fucking trouble drawing penises. but then a couple of weeks later, it was like a fucking year assembly. Everyone sat round.
Oh, no.
Oh god, I can see
You
this
two
coming.
stand up.
What in
my
assembly?
You had to stand up, and she had all the pictures on a fucking projector.
Brought the projector out.
Yeah. Projecting these fucking dick pictures. I was like,
Can I just say, my genitals have gone up inside me thinking about the cringe of that.
yeah,
That's terrifying.
this isn't the
cringy.
worst. This isn't the worst cringe. But anyway, yes, that's the first cringe one.
Okay.
And then
Year 7
that
as
was
well.
that was year 7.
What a
And then to end
legacy
it,
to have.
5 years of that. The dick drawing boy. Yeah, sorry.
drawing.
go on.
Dick boy.
I mean, I didn't even have a real name in high school. It's just Egghead. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew his name.
Nobody knew a real name. It came to fucking Leavers Day, and no one knew what to write.
You had to reinvent yourself for college.
I did.
You became Stu at long last.
Yeah. But then I tried to invent it to Stu, but it didn't stick. Did
No, it didn't. It was worth a try then.
Yeah, and he wanted to be called Crew.
Yeah.
Stu and Crew.
Stu and Crew, yeah.
And there was another guy called Daniel. We wanted to call him Drew, but he wasn't having it. He used to
Miserable
yeah.
toad he was, wasn't he?
And he's like, "You all right, do?" And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Do diddle do fog."
He was a miserable toad.
Anyway, the ultra cringe. So this is like would have been last proper day where you wear uniform. So everyone fucking writes on your uniform.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me, because I had to give my stuff to my brother.
But there was this thing called pocketing, where you like rip someone's
you got
pocket off
pocket.
and you collect them.
Yeah.
So I was like, and someone goes, "Oh, okay, can you have your pocket?" It's like, "Fuck it, yeah, go on then." Fucking rips it. This is like one day I'm not wearing a t-shirt under my shirt.
Yeah.
Rips it. Whole fucking front of my shirt come off.
Just down there.
Right, proper full off. And I'm already stood up in the middle of class. Everyone's sitting down to start.
Yeah.
It's like, and I didn't know what to do. It was like a fucking scene from film. I just stood there going,
Shell shocked.
That was Saving Private Ryan.
I couldn't hear anything. All I could do was spin around dead slow in a 360, just making eye contact with everyone. So I didn't know what to do. I was like, and this
Dick
went,
boy's having an attack.
and this went, and I was like, fuck. So I was like, trying.
like a shell shock.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like proper
Saving
shell
Private
shock.
Ryan.
Why did you spin?
It's like fucking shell shock. You can't help it, can you? I was like,
You went to go and get a new shirt, didn't he?
Did you hulk out of it afterwards?
I had to walk home in it.
Really? Did you not get home and just be like, that would have been sick.
Hulk Hogan.
I've still got that shirt somewhere. I stapled it all together.
Really? Oh, no, if
Like
you
a
can find it,
memento.
take a picture and send it me.
Yeah, see if we can find it.
I'd love to
Keepsake.
see it.
Yeah, so it's got all staples down it where it's all ripped off and it's got like all writing.
All the
on it.
writing on it and everything. You saved it. Yeah, I think I've got mine somewhere. I don't know.
I've got mine somewhere, I think.
On the shrine with all his dick pics.
Yeah.
It's all hung up in his den.
Covered in stains.
Yeah.
Right. Should we end this here then?
I think we best had.
Thank you guys for coming on. That's been so fucking
my
good.
pleasure.
Talk about the 90s to reminisce and all the wank dens.
90s and early 2000s, it seems.
Yeah, it's crossed over a little bit. It's a shame that Jordan wasn't here for that bit then, because he could have chimed in for those.
Did he have a wank den?
mainly school
He
cringe?
probably had a
wasn't
wank
it,
den.
There's probably a full episode of 2000 stuff.
Yeah, I think we should come back again and do a 2000s one.
definitely.
Especially towards
So
late,
much stuff
late
we can
2000s,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can come back again.
2000.
Yeah,
You
get
can join
involved
us
with
on
this one.
that
Yeah,
one,
you can
but
join us.
Yeah,
Martin-
you were about 4.
Yeah.
I'm a baby.
Okay, boys. Where can they find your wonderful podcasts and socials?
On
Kidnapped
any,
by wizards
Yes,
on all streaming services.
and also Shart Select, which
Also
was
Shart
this
Select,
earlier, and the identity. It's about gaming, wizards, and yes, come
Shouting.
dance.
For more come down content, they know where to find you.
Well, Kidnapped by Wizards is just the same without the gaming bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Wizards
exactly.
and cum dance.
That's more your forte.
And
Just go straight to that.
improv comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's mainly it.
If you want to find me, you can find me at Hazwild everywhere and at Great Burrito. Oh yeah, also thanks to Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
man.
Alan.
Lovely
Good to have
job. And he more or less kept us on
He more or
point
less
as
did.
well.
I know.
You just need a big stick next time.
I know.
Whack
Get
us
a
in the
longer
end.
one
One
of
of
these.
these,
Right, let's end it with a good old wank then.
Get him, 10. Get him, 10.